So let's look at the difference between reinforcement learning and the usual approach that you encountered in machine learning. And what you usually have in supervised learning is some input data and some label data associated with each of those inputs. So in this small example, you have a problem with two variables, x1 and x2, and you want to predict the label associated with this pair of variables. So here it's either red cross or a blue point. And you want to learn a function that will try to predict, if given x1 and x2, what's the class of this point? So is it a red cross or is it a blue point? This is supervised learning. Then you have unsupervised learning, where unlike supervised learning, you still have this data as input, but you don't have a label associated with each of these points. And you have to come up with a label with your own algorithm. So with unsupervised learning, you don't have labeled data. And finally, you have reinforcement learning here, where it's quite different from the two previous approach in the sense that here we don't have a data set of beforehand. So in supervised learning and unsupervised learning, you have a data set that is given to you and you are going to run some machine learning algorithms. But here in reinforcement learning, first of all, you don't have this data set and you are kind of building the data set based on the decision made by your agent. Now, regarding supervision, it's not as supervised learning because you don't have label for every action that you want to do, so you don't know which action you should do at each step. But in the meantime, it's not completely unsupervised because you still have some supervision based on the reward given by the reward function.